Welcome everybody to the HolloTalk Podcast. This is Jetpack Nick, and I'm here with a very, very, very special guest today. My God, G Banks. Say what's up to the people.
What's good with y'all? What's good with you, bro? What's good
What's
with y'all,
up,
man?
brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Chilling. Saturday. It's cold. I'm in the house chilling, watching Street Fighter right now.
Shouts out to Street Fighter.
Yes, sir, bro. How about you?
I'm cooling, man. I got G Banks on the pod, brother. I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
Sacramento's
that,
own G Banks.
You know what I mean? Happy to be here, bro. Happy to be here.
For sure. All right, so let's just get right into it, man. So for the people who don't know who you are, can you let them know who you are, what you're about, and what you do?
Yes, sir. So I'm a hip hop artist, songwriter, producer from Sacramento, California. I be gaming and shit, but music is the main thing that I've been chasing. So just an artist, dope artist trying to make it. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, shouts out to Sac, man. Everybody know what it is with me, you know.
Sac now forever.
No, that's what's up, man. So I'm very, very glad to have you on the pod, though. You know,
Yeah.
I've been following your music, and you know, I must say, you know, as a fellow artist, fellow music artist, you got some dope shit, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Same to you.
I appreciate it.
Same to you. Same to you, dog. Hell yeah.
All right, so let's just get into the whole music thing. So what got you into music? How long you been doing music? What you do music for?
Okay. I've been into music pretty much my whole life. I was like the hip hop nerd growing up. So I was born in 93. So I grew up in like the early 2000 era. So like the 50 and the G Units, Cam and Dipset, Pharrell, Neptunes, everybody. And I feel like as I got older, I went back and did my homework. So I think when I probably got to middle school, I was playing a lot of like Wu-Tang, Big L, Mobb Deep, earlier Nas and Nori and Capone, Souls of Mischief, Boot Camp Click. Like I studied everybody. That was just me. I just always liked to study all these artists I was a fan of, bro. Method Man, Redman, you name it, I was bumping. So I was just like the hip hop nerd growing up. And then I didn't start actually writing rhymes until I started college. So like 2011. So I started writing rhymes fall of 2011. I didn't start dropping music until summer of 2016.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Sac City and I went to Sac State.
Okay, Sac State. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The Hornets, right?
Yeah.
That's how the Sac State.
Yeah, so I took like that 5-year gap. I was just writing on the low. I had homies that were doing music, and I would go to their video shoots. I go to their showcases and just pull up and support. And everyone would always tell me that I should try rapping because they knew like how much knowledge I had of hip hop. I was like, nah, man, I ain't no rapper. Because I'm very shy. I'm quiet. You know what I mean?
You sound like somebody I know.
You know what I'm saying? I feel that. So I had all this knowledge, and people would tell me to rap, and I'm like, man, I ain't no rapper. But I was always writing on the low for all these years. And then one day in 2016, my homeboy hit me up to record, and I was like, fuck it. I have 5 years worth of just raps in the notepad, and I just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
And so from 2016 until now, I've dropped a project every year, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many projects you got out at currently?
The one I just dropped, Pray for Symphonia, that's number 11.
Okay.
Number 11. So I've dropped something every year, I think, except 2022. I think I did singles that year, but every year I try to drop something.
Okay. And you said the project is named Pray for Symphonia, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get a little backstory behind this project. So the name itself, let's talk about the name of it.
So Pray for Symphonia, it's inspired by West Side Gun. Pray for Paris.
Shouts out that gun.
Shouts out
everybody know West.
Everybody know West.
We need you on the HolloTalk podcast, baby.
Facts. And then Symphonia comes from my favorite video game, Tales of Symphonia, which I was playing on the GameCube back when I was in middle school. I still got my same memory card with my very first file from, 2006.
Right.
And it's also inspired by like Naruto, like a bunch of animes and shit. So I just incorporated all that boom bap and anime and video games into one project. So yeah, man, very, very dope. I just dropped it October something. I can't remember the date, but it's only been a couple months.
Okay. Is there any tracks on there specifically that you think are highlight tracks on that particular record that you want to shout out?
I would say, man, all of them, but I'm trying to narrow it down.
Go ahead, get it. How many songs is on the project?
7.
All right, get a people 4 tracks that you say are like the ones that you really want people to check out.
I'm gonna say MC's Anonymous featuring Smoke DZA.
Okay, shouts out to DZA.
Shout out DZA. I'm gonna say Therapy featuring my homeboy Eli. Shout out to my boy Eli.
Okay.
Nameless Eli.
Nameless Eli. Shouts out to you.
The Underdogs featuring the big homie. Blanking out. Kariga Bailey. I'm blanking out.
I was about to say, is that his rap name, the Big Homie?
Shout out Kariga. Kariga's on there. He's from Sac as well. I'll say 8 Trigrams and the Masked Man. I think that might have been 5, but yeah.
All right.
So 3 features,
basically
7
the
joints.
whole album.
Yeah, pretty much. It's short. It's like 18 minutes.
Project.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so you got Dizzo on the record though. How'd that come about?
I sent him a DM on Instagram back in February, and I didn't expect him to ever see it because people that have mad followers, messages might get sent to like the request box or some shit. I might not seen it, and he happened to see it, and he got back to me, and yeah, that's just kind of how it happened, man. So I was grateful for it. He got me that verse back the day after I sent him the joint, and yeah, Sacktown to Harlem.
Yeah, hey man, shouts out to Harlem, man. Shouts out to Sac. Y'all know what it is.
Yep, facts.
That's what's up. No, yeah, Dizza is definitely one of my favorites too. Obviously, that's because when I had seen that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how did my man get the Dizza feature? Like,
you know what I mean? Just trying to reach out. That's kind of been my whole thing. I like trying to reach out to people outside of Sacramento.
Yeah, for sure.
That's someone that's from Sac. We're not really the place to try to like make it in music. I feel like when people think Cali, we think LA or you think the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Sac don't really have like the big outlets. So I'm always trying to reach people outside of Sac, whether they're bigger artists or up and coming artists. So yeah.
So let me ask you, right? Just because I'm always a fan of learning, specifically about like the geographical scenes or the geographical music scenes, and like why certain ones might be bigger than other ones, so on and so forth. So in your opinion, why do you think Sac is like on the smaller scale of California hip hop in comparison to like a LA or a Oakland or or just the Bay Area period?
Yeah. Like we have our own legends out here, but I feel like even they haven't gotten their credit, or they got big like on the underground, especially like in the 90s, like like the X-Rated, Brother
Lunch on
all of them. I just feel like we haven't had that one big artist to break out, kind of like how LA has Snoop, or Bay Area has Too Short or E40. I feel like we haven't had that one artist to break out to that level. And then I do feel like you have to kind of get outside of Sac to make it, just because we don't have like the outlets out here for music.
Okay. And so would you say that, I guess the culture of the city also plays a part in that? Like, what I'm saying is, like, when you think of the Bay Area, like they have like a distinct culture that most of the world kind of is familiar with. Same with LA, like the culture of the city is very prevalent amongst other cities as well on a more worldwide scale. So do you also think that plays a role in why Sac may not be as big, especially in the hip hop scene?
Yeah. I'd say that as well. I mean, Sac, there's so much talent out here, but I just feel like there's just like a ceiling, like someone gotta break through that. Like there's like a lot of dope artists out here, a good group of people.
Okay. But I don't know, anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out Eli. That's my partner in crime.
For sure.
Chewy. I don't know if you heard of Chewy. He's been doing it in Sac for years.
Shout out Chewy though.
Shout out to Chewy, C+, and the list can go on and on. Dre T, Kariga, it's mad niggas out here, bro. So many people.
Okay. Yep. And G Banks.
And G Banks trying, bro. I'll be out the way though.
No, yeah, that shit. You could low key add Jetpack Nick to the list too. For the people who know, my project was recorded out that way. So
which is crazy that you used to live in Sac. And you just moved back to the East. That's insane, dog.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm saying if I knew you was out there when I was out there, we definitely could have got together and probably did a track. But it's 2025, almost 2026. So now you don't got to be in the same place to do a track together. So, who knows, man? For 2026, y'all might be getting that new Jetpack Nick featuring G Banks or G Banks featuring Jetpack Nick. Who knows?
I'm always down for it, bro. I'm always working on projects. So I got a bunch of open verses in the vault. So,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Get
that easy.
So you did say that you got a chance to listen to my project Summertime in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
All right. So can you please let the people know what you thought about the project?
I thought it was smooth. It gave me East Coast vibes, which is kind
Mm-hmm.
of like my vibe. What was it? 5 joints?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I think I played that shit like 2 or 3 times after I had met you through Nat Stream.
Mm-hmm.
That
Shouts
shit
out
was
to
fire,
Nat.
bro. I played it front to back. I loved it. It just smooth vibes. New York, dope for like the winter, in my opinion, winter,
Yeah. Yeah.
fall. And it's ill. I fuck with it.
Nah. Yeah. I appreciate that. You got any favorite records that off the project?
Let me go back. You had one named after Gun, right?
Yeah. Fly Guy for President. Yeah.
That's the
Shouts
one.
out to Gun again, man.
That's
What's
the
up,
one.
baby? Come holler at me on the HolloTalk
That
Podcast.
was the one right there. I fuck with that joint. Fly Guy for President. Facts.
All right.
Yes.
No, I appreciate that, man. So you mentioned that your sound is kind of East Coast, style, right? And
Yeah.
from what I heard from a few of the songs that I checked out, I do kind of get that vibe too. Now, can you say as to why your style is like kind of East Coast influence, even though you're from Sacramento?
Yeah. Because like I said, growing up, I was watching like, Rap City, 106 and
Hmm.
Park. I feel like that was mostly New York artists.
Right,
But
right.
as a kid, like, I mean, I fuck with the Snoops. Tupac is like my number
Hmm.
one favorite artist of all time. But like Wu-Tang is my favorite group of all time.
Got you.
50 and Lloyd Banks are both in my top 5. I love Big
Okay.
L. Like all these people I studied growing
Shouts
up.
out to L. That's my favorite rapper of all time.
Big
Big L.
L?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Hmm.
Big L.
Yeah.
So just growing up, studying all these people, and then especially when I used to skateboard, I was bumping a lot of Gangstar
Okay.
and shit
All
like
right.
that. Growing up playing like Tony Hawk, he had Gangstar on there,
Yeah.
he had Massive
Yeah.
Pill on
Yeah.
Pro Skater
So
4.
let me just interject real quick for the people who don't know. If y'all don't know, the Tony Hawk games had some of the best soundtracks in the history of video games, especially when it comes to the hip hop music that they put on them
Yup.
soundtracks.
Yep.
Bar none, some of the greatest soundtracks you'll ever hear in the history of gaming.
They
Do continue.
no, back to Tony Hawk. That's what that put me on. Like I think the first time I heard Massive Pill was on Pro Skater 4.
Really?
That was early 2000s.
Wow.
First time I heard of Quasimodo, that was on Tony Hawk
Mhm.
Underground. That was like 03 or some shit.
Yeah, shout out to Laura Quaz, man.
Lord Quaz. But yeah, just like I said, just watching Rap City, being a big G Unit fan, I kind of just always was inspired by all them. And that's kind of what made me
Mhm.
more like lyrical, more like boom bap sounding and shit like that.
Okay. So again, let's go back to the geographical differences when it comes to the music style.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of people are familiar with, the East Coast, especially 90s East Coast hip hop, coming out of New York, Philly, Jersey, so on and so forth, where it's very boom bap, very lyrical, heavy emphasis on lyrics and just, hard driving beats with the drums and so on and so forth. What would you say is kind of like the highlight of the style in which people from Sacramento do music? Like, is it lyricism? Is it beats? Is it melody? What is the main component for how people do music in Sac, according to you?
Sac, I feel like there's a mixture of all of that on top of, I guess, kind of drill.
Okay.
Like I hear some artists out here that kind of sound like Draco the Ruler, like that type
Okay.
of style of rapping. But I think it's just a mixture. I mean, there's some G funk out here, conscious, just everything. It's a
Hmm.
mixture of everything.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because like I said, when I was, listening to, just some of the music, like I always try to just take into consideration, what the influences are, specifically like in the cultural sense, like what are you getting every day, being in this place or being in these places, and how
Yeah,
does that translate to what you say in the music or the type of music that you pick to rap over or single or so on and so forth, so
yeah,
on and so forth. So, I think, being in SAC at the time I was like, it was one of those things where I was still kind of like learning just the culture of it. Obviously coming from the East Coast is a whole
yeah,
different world to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Being able to, drive 40 minutes or an hour and going to see a bunch of beaches and,
yeah.
all this cool stuff. And then you be like, damn, I don't even think I want to rap about being on the corner no more. Like,
I feel that.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
I'm a big proponent of, trying to learn the what you want to call it, like the components that make up the people from certain places and, you know, how that contributes to the type of art that you make. So that's why I asked you those questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because like even when you think about like the South, you know, you got a bunch of bass. You know, car culture is big in the South, you know, and it's also big on the West Coast as well too.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you get a lot of bass. You know, how it sounds in the car is very, very important. So when you go in the studio, we need bass. Turn all the bass up. Turn it to 1,000. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? In comparison to, you know, maybe like the East Coast, we don't really do a lot of bass like that. You know, that's not really the thing. You know, it's a lot of drums and, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, I think it's just very interesting to see how being in different places impacts how you make art. And I think that's one of those things that, especially now, and it's kind of like oversighted because everything kind of sounds the same now, no matter where you're at.
Yeah, not wrong about that.
Yeah,
sound the same.
And you know, and you know, not for nothing, I do think it's, you know, one of those things where you have a lot of diversity, especially like in different regions. It's important to have that because it allows everybody to kind of shine and represent where they come from and who they are as people and the people that represent and make up the places that they come from. Whereas like if you from Sac or you from Atlanta or whatever, but everybody sound like they from New York, or New York sounds like Houston, like like come on, that's not the thing. But then you think about all the people that you mentioned, like your influences, you know, all these people had very distinct sounds, even if they came from the same city. Wu-Tang didn't necessarily sound like Nas, or they didn't sound like Jay-Z, but they all come from the same city, but not the same, you know, part of the city, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so just one of those things.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But I am very happy to hear that, you know, you have been influenced by more than just, you know, the music from where you come from or from your coast. Like even me, like Larry June is my second favorite rapper in the world currently.
I love Larry June, bro. Everybody loves Larry June.
You know what I'm saying? But he from California, from Frisco. You know, 100 point. Like, you know, it was one of them things where when I was on the West Coast, Larry June was almost like my West Coast tour guide. Like,
man.
Like in the songs, you know, he mentioned Sausalito and you know, all these different places. I was like, I need to go to all these different places, and I did.
That's fire.
So he was literally like my West Coast tour guide, and I actually got a chance to like live in the moment of like or live in those experiences of the things that he was talking about. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. Whereas, you know, being on the East Coast and listening to 6 a.m. in Sausalito, like it don't hit the same, you know, being in Sausalito at 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Damn, I feel it. Shout out Larry June.
Yeah, shouts out to Larry June. I need to get him on the HolloTalk podcast too.
Yes, you do.
Larry, come holler at you, boy.
Yes, you do. That'd be fire.
For sure. All right. So, you know, I feel like this is one of them things where I have to ask everybody this question. And I got to ask you specifically because of the people that you mentioned you listen to.
Yeah.
Can you give me your top 5 rappers of all time?
My top 5 rappers of all time.
It don't have to be in order unless you want to put it in order.
See, I got different categories for shit.
All right,
are we talking about just straight rapping or just like top 5 like influences?
I'm gonna let you pick the categories. I'm gonna let you pick them.
I'm just gonna say my top 5 all time.
All right, okay, artists. Top 5 all time.
So I'm gonna say Tupac is number 1.
All right.
Number 2 would be 50 Cent. Number 3 would be, this is kind of cheating because it's like 9 niggas, but Wu-Tang. So I'm gonna count them as 1. So I'm gonna say Wu-Tang is number 3. Number 4 is Lloyd Banks, and number 5 is Pharrell. Big Pharrell Williams. Yes, sir.
As a rapper?
Just overall artist.
Oh, as an overall artist. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is a very interesting list.
I know, right?
Okay. Can you give us some story behind this list as to why this is your ranking?
Okay. Well, I grew up listening to Tupac.
For sure.
My sisters would always play his music. I got 2 older sisters.
Shouts out to the sisters. Well, both sisters. I'm sorry.
Both sisters. I'm the youngest. And then just when 50 came on the scene in 2002, 2003 with G Unit, that was
the biggest shit in the world. Yeah,
you couldn't escape it. I still got Bulletproof on PS2, nigga, right behind me. I still got it. So 50, I was always like the biggest 50 G Unit fan. Lloyd Banks, I just thought it was dope to see somebody that had my last name. Banks is my actual last name.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I'm like, oh shit, nigga, that's my uncle. I used to tell niggas that. Lloyd Banks, my uncle. So it was just cool. But then just, his rap style, the punchlines, and just seeing him kind of have like his second run, like how he's been doing it since 2021, dropping crazy shit. Wu-Tang, that was, I grew up listening to like the later versions of Method Man and Ghostface. I didn't get to see like the 90s version of them. I was
about to say you was born when 36 came out.
Pretty much. But then growing up, I remember when Method Man had the show with Redman, Meth and Red show.
Yeah.
So I would always see Wu-Tang everywhere. And then once I got to middle school, back when I was skateboarding heavy, I was playing a lot of like Wu-Tang, and I just kind of went down just like all of the catalogs. GZA, Ghostface, Raekwon, everybody. So I was like the biggest Wu-Tang head when I got to high school. And then Pharrell, like I said, back when I was skating, man, just seeing just his music, his style with Chad and like the Neptunes, the ice cream era. I collect the ice cream sneakers. I got like 6 pairs behind me in my shoe cases. So just all of them influenced me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right. Who's your top? Give me your 5.
My top 5 all time?
Because I feel like mine's kind of random for someone that comes from Sacramento. Let me hear it.
It's not random per se. Like I'm saying, good. Just like anything, not even music specific, but good art translates no matter where it comes from and where it goes in the world. If the shit good, people gonna rock with it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so let me preface this before, because I feel like people will look at me wild when I don't say a certain name. I will never rank Tupac. Tupac to me is like he's in a whole nother strat. Like he's on a whole nother planet. Like. So he's technically my greatest of all time, technically.
Okay.
Because I just refuse to rank him. Like I can't do it.
Okay.
My all time top 5. I'm gonna go Big L. Like I just
love Big
think,
L.
Yeah, I just think like lyrically speaking, like it's just nobody better than L. And that's kind of wild to say, I guess. Because he only had the one album while he was alive, 2 albums technically or whatever.
Yeah.
But
he was a monster. He's probably my number 6. Like top 10, he'd probably be 6.
Yeah, like L's my number 1 favorite of all time. Like when I first heard L, I heard L on the Big L Jay-Z freestyle. And he first come on, yo, I got slugs for snitches, no love. Like I was like,
yeah.
I immediately pressed pause on that, went in my dad's room and was like, yo, who is this?
Yeah.
Changed my life from that point forward. Changed my life, bro.
Shout out to Harlem, man.
You already know. You already know, man. Harlem World. Let me see. Number 2, Big Pun.
I love Big Pun
is my number 2.
Capital Punishment, classic.
Yeah, like and Pun was another one where it was like, nobody raps like this. Like nobody raps like this other than this one person.
I know he would take a breath and just cram hella words in one breath and just go. Like crazy.
That Big Pun shit. Like it was that was one of them things where whoever you think your favorite rapper is, and no matter how well you think they rap, they more than likely don't rap better than Big Pun.
That's a fact.
Like not even close, and of course, Pun got his influences, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, so on and so forth. But like each shit, no disrespect to them, but like
nah, Big Pun was crazy. I think one of the first rhymes, one of the first beats I wrote to was one of Big Pun's joint. It was Beware. I think that was like one of the first beats I tried to write to.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the first beats I tried to write to. It was that and like Southside Story by Lloyd Banks.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Big L, Big Pun.
Yeah, number 3, I got Nas.
Okay.
Yeah, like so the Nas thing, I'm probably the biggest Nas like supporter when it comes to like, the way that people talk about Nas, especially in media and in hip hop journalism. Like I despise the way that they talk about Nas. Like they make it seem as though like Nas is not even in the same breath or same category as, you know, the greatest rappers of all time, which I personally don't understand how that, like, how you even say that, you know, with any kind of platform you got, whether it's a big one, small one, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could treat Nas as if he's just a guy. Like,
yeah,
this is like this is the one, bro. Like, this is
facts.
the prodigy right here.
He was killing it through all these different decades. Even his run recently with Hit Boy,
which for me, he didn't even need this run to solidify himself as probably pound for pound the best rapper ever. And like I said, you know, L and Pun is kind of like low key disqualified only because that, you know, they didn't have, you know, the same kind of run as a Nas or a Jay, so on and so forth. But, you know, or even Pac and Big for that matter too. If we gonna, you know, put everybody in there, like everybody that had that run, Nas is probably number one. Like, you know, taking all that into consideration, you know. It's like it's no way you can make Illmatic and it was written back to back and think I'm going to rank him outside of my top 10, let alone top 5. Like, what are we doing?
No, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's dropping. Ain't he dropping next week?
Yeah,
he's dropping with
him and Premier, and you know, even that right there, like, you know, we've been asking for this forever. Like, ever since Nas basically came out and he rapped on his first DJ Premier beat, it was like, nah, we need a whole album of Nas and Premier. Now, you know, of course, it's coming, you know, later in their careers or whatever, which is fine because Nas is still rapping like he the best rapper on the planet, which he damn well might very much well be. You know, I'm for one definitely excited for this project though, because I already know like Nas is, like I said, pound for pound for me probably the best rapper ever, and Premier is my favorite hip hop producer of all time. So, you know, I can't be more excited than, you know, than I am right now.
It's been a good year for music.
Oh, absolutely. You know, hey man, Jetpack and G Banks dropped in 2025.
Yeah, we both dropped. Gun been dropping every month. Boldy James drops every month.
But Boldy drop every week.
Pretty much. Clips. That's my favorite album this year is Clips. That was my most played album. Big Clips fan. But it's been a good year.
Let me see. I think my album for the year might be Alfredo 2. Maybe.
That's 1B for me. It's like 1A, 1B. Those are my top two albums.
That might be number one for me still to this day.
That shit hits.
Yeah, shouts out to Gibbs. Gibbs is in my top 5 favorite current rappers right now.
Same.
For sure.
Same. People like if you look at Gibbs' last 5 albums, I don't think anyone has had a run like that. Like, it's both Alfredo's, what was it? The one with Madlib. When was that?
He had you talking about
Pinata? The second one. Was that Pinata or Bandana? I get it mixed up.
Well, yeah, he had both of them.
One of them came out like in the.
You talking about the one recently?
Yeah,
that was Bandana, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so we got both Alfredo's Bandana. You only
what was it? So what was it? Soul Separately, I believe. That's
Soul Separately. You Only Die Twice, or You Only.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of the project.
Yeah, I think that might be what it is.
But it's like 5 projects. It's like, dog, like niggas got to give Gibbs his credit.
Yeah, like just rapping ability, bro. He's outrageous.
Gibbs is also on my top 5 currently as well.
Yeah. But let me get back to the all-time top 5.
Oh, yeah.
So my number 4 spot, I'm going DMX.
Rest in peace, Dark Man.
Yeah, I'm going DMX because I just feel like even with the 50 thing, 50 and DMX are unequivocally, they have the 2 craziest runs in the history of hip hop. Like, and it's not particularly close neither, honestly.
Yeah.
Like X from like 98 to 01, probably, like that run that shit don't even make sense.
And he dropped 2 albums the same year? Both went
both went number 1. How do you even do that? Like, what? How?
Yeah.
How do you even do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's ridiculous shit. Like, ridiculous shit.
Insane.
Yeah, so yeah, X is my number 4. Like,
okay,
ridiculous. And to be honest, you never want to go follow X on stage neither. That's not a thing.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I've seen videos of that nigga at motherfucking
wanna
Woodstock. Whole fucking crowd with the red
99,
overalls.
bro. Woodstock 99. That might be the craziest shit I've ever seen from like a lot. Like he performed literally in front of half the planet.
Facts. That would be crazy to even do.
Like
insane. Bro, that whole video. That video is legendary. That's insane,
bro. And half the planet he performed in front of that. That shit was crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Let me see. My number 5. I'm gonna go Jadakiss.
Okay. Kiss. Shout out Yonkers again.
Kiss. Like, and you know, again, I feel like everybody has to say this whenever you mention Jadakiss. He's never had a wag verse. Like, never.
I was just about to say that.
He's never had a wag verse.
Never had a bad verse. Kills every guest verse.
Never had a wag verse. Ever. And two, like, again, if you wanted to even have any more clarification as to why people put Jadakiss as high as they do, again, this is cliche, but just go look at the versus battle between the Lox and Dipset, and you see how you basically you see the clear difference between rappers versus MCs. You see the clear difference. And again, no disrespect to the Dipset, you know, Jim, Cam, Jewels, you know, that's Harlem. Like, you know, you already know what it is. But, you know, that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Kiss was ready.
Yeah. You know, like it's just one of them things where you see somebody in that flow state, in that zone, and you quickly realize, oh, it ain't too many people better than this person. Yeah. And a lot of people realized that day, for people that just didn't understand that prior to that moment, oh, this motherfucker's different. So,
world,
you know,
bro.
Shout out to Jadakiss, man. If you see Kiss with the army fatigues and some Timbs, you might as well go hide and run for cover, because shit finna get spooky.
Facts. Facts, dog.
Yeah, so that's my personal top 5 of all time.
That's a solid 5. I like seeing different people in people's top 5s.
For sure.
I don't like when people give me like the basic, you know.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you see, I ain't have J or Big or.
I was about to say that most people
would
say J, Big, Nas. I'm like,
and they right outside the 5, of course, you know. So
yeah,
but yeah,
I like that. Shout out Big L, Big Pun, everybody.
You know, and not for nothing too. Like, it's one of them things where, like I said, you know, you being a student of the game, student of hip hop, and me being the same thing, you know, I think it's very important for us to, you know, be able to have these platforms and, you know, talk about these people, because, you know, a lot of people kind of just get lost in the sauce and, you know, get lost in the shuffle of, you know, time moving forward. And, you know, it's going to come a point where somebody, and it's probably already happened now, and be like, who was Big L? Who's Big Pun? Shit, it might come.
Some people don't know, which is crazy to me.
Who's Biggie? Like, what do you mean? Who's Biggie? What are you talking about?
Gotta do their homework.
Yeah, so, you know, like, you know, it's one of them things where, you know, you got to mention these people's names, like you said, a bunch of people, Boot Camp Click, you know, Smith and Wesson, you know, like, you know, Def Squad, you know, like, just, you know, I'm just throwing names out there for people, you know.
Some people didn't go and do their homework,
you know, all types of shit.
Rest in peace, Sean Price.
You feel me? You know, like, shit, the whole MOP, Mobb Deep, you know, like, the whole lot of people, man.
Nori, Capone.
Yeah.
Before Nori was doing podcasting, people don't even
I'll say people don't even know. Like, NO was one of the best ever at a point.
Super
like,
Thug,
he was one of the hottest rappers in the world.
Neptunes and Super Thug.
Exactly. What?
Man. That's how he would count his bars, he said.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just one of them things where, you know, I definitely, you know, like to make it a point, though, to, you know, mention these people's names, because it's important for that to be the thing. You know, people don't just, you know, create things like this for us to just forget, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we remember Mozart name, we remember Shakespeare name. Why not remember, you know, Capote Noriega? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Legends.
For sure. So let me ask you another top 5. Do you have a top 5 most underrated rappers of all time?
Top 5 most underrated? Damn, top 5 most underrated. Never really thought of that. I don't think I have a top 5 most underrated. I'm trying to think, who do I think is underrated?
Just people that's like really, really dope, but people just kind of don't realize like, yo, these like lyrically, they might be one of the best ever.
I'll say I'm gonna throw. I feel like people don't talk about Styles P enough. I feel like people don't talk about Lloyd Banks enough. They still only think about like, you know, like the back in the day, 03, 04.
For sure.
Even though now he's been killing it. I'm gonna take it back to the 90s. I'm gonna say Keith Murray.
Okay.
Keith Murray is dope. Shout out to Keith Murray.
Man.
His second verse on The Rhyme is probably one of my favorite verses of all time. But Keith Murray is there. Who else would I see is underrated?
If you need me to throw some names out there, I got you.
I feel like people don't talk about Corrupt enough.
Shouts out to Corrupt.
Shout out to Corrupt because he was originally from Philly.
Yeah, Philly born. Yeah,
moved to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Number 5. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say Alchemist.
As a rapper?
I'm gonna say Alchemist as a rapper, bro. I swear, like Alchemist can rhyme.
Yo, speaking of Al, man, you
Alchemist
know
can rhyme.
The album that him and Hit Boy just dropped together, bro.
Alchemist is rapping better. Both of them are rapping better than majority, and they're producers.
You feel me?
But Alchemist can rhyme, bro. His verse on "Hold You Down," classic to me. 04. That's one of my favorite beats of all time.
Yep.
His joint, what was it? Floppy Disk. I think that came out a couple years ago. Fire. But Alchemist, I feel like he don't get enough credit as a rapper as well. Like he can really, really fucking rap.
No, for sure, right? You know, and the crazy shit is though he really from Beverly Hills, but
I know,
but he rhymed like he from Queens. He's like,
that's crazy. him being with Have and Prodigy all the years, bro. Because he said he moved to New York like I think late 90s or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's it. Kind of just it inspired him, took over his style pretty much. But Alchemist can really, really fucking rap.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying this is important for us to talk about that because people might not even know Al even rap. People might not even know this, which is, you know, I don't know how you would know this, but you know.
Facts. But yeah, Alchemist, all of them are underrated in my opinion. They don't get enough credit.
No, that's a fact. Let me see. My 5.
What about for you?
I'm always say AZ. I'm always say
AZ.
Yeah,
do or die.
Yeah, that album is that might be in my top.
That's a classic album.
That might be in my top 5, top 7 albums of all time. Hip hop.
That's a classic album.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go AZ. I'm gonna go J. Rue.
Okay.
I'm gonna go J. Rue the Damager. I'm gonna go Big Boy from Outkast. No, I'm gonna explain this one.
No, I'm with you. I'm gonna
explain this one. So,
I'm gonna know where you're going, but watch, go.
So the reason I'm saying Big Boy from Outkast is because depending on who you ask, a lot of people got Andre in a top 5, number 1, top 10 or whatever. And you know, like respectfully, I think Andre is one of the best rappers to ever live too.
Facts.
Right? But for anybody to put him top 1, top 3, top 5, top 10 and not have Big Boy in a top 50, that just doesn't make sense to me because me personally, I don't think that Andre raps that substantially better than Big Boy for that to be the discrepancy in the ranking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got Big Boy in my most underrated list because I just like he raps let's just say for the sake of conversation, Andre does rap better than Big Boy, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he raps that much better than Big Boy to where that list should be how it is.
I agree with you 100%.
So
people sleep on Big Boy.
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, you know, it's some records where I like Big Boy's verses better, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm you know doing a direct comparison because that's his rhyme partner. So you know, and like I said, no disrespect to Dre and nothing like that. Andre is one of the best ever, but like I said, you know, the way that people rank it, this is more an indictment on hip hop journalism and hip hop media.
Yeah,
you know, and is just one of them things where I don't know how you rank it this way, like, and not put them in your top 50, top 40. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Boy, man.
Shout out to Big Boy. I'm with you. Question for you: what is your most underrated album of all time?
Most underrated album.
I know what mine is, and I doubt a lot of people haven't or have heard it.
All right,
my shit's from the 90s.
Okay, talk to me.
Last Chance, No Breaks by Jamal. He's from Philly.
Okay.
He was down with Def Squad, Redman and Keith Murray. He was 16 when he put this project out, rapping with the heavyweights. Last Chance, No Breaks is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, so you've heard it. You know Jamal.
Brother. Come
on.
Okay. Come on, brother.
Let me tell you something, dog.
Keep it real, y'all, man, and keep it real.
Yes, that also was one of the first beats I tried to write to. People don't know about that album, but Last Chance, No Breaks by Jamal. To hear someone who was 16 in
Shouts
the 90s.
Out to Jamal.
Wally G, I don't know where he's at now.
Currently?
I don't know. But he got that album under his belt, and that shit's fucking insane. The production, the rapping, everything is fucking insane. And he was 16.
Yeah, bro.
Same with Shaheem. Shaheem from Staten Island.
Shaheem, for sure.
The Rugged Child. His joint with Big L, classic.
Furious Anger.
Yup. But Jamal, Last Chance, No Breaks. Whoever's watching this,
I'm not mad at that one at all. I am not mad at this.
Whoever's watching this, go play that album. Last Chance, No Breaks by Jamal.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like that like it was a point in time where like probably every day I played that out.
I feel you. That was like my soundtrack when I was like a senior in high school and like early college. That was my shit.
No, real
phenomenal fucking project.
No, yeah, that album is insane, bro. Like insane. Shit. For me, I'm going to say, and this is also going to go into my most underrated rappers list too.
Yeah.
My most underrated album of all time is Bahamadia Collage.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard that one before or not.
By
Bahamadia. Yeah, she's a rapper from Philly. She's from Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What era?
The mid 90s. The album came out 96.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I've heard that one.
All right, so we got some homework to do now. We got some homework to do. So
was she down with somebody?
Was she? I can't necessarily say that because I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is Premier did most of, if not all of the album.
Okay.
So you can already guess how that sounded. You get Premier beats in 96. I'm sure you can guess.
Yeah.
This album was crazy.
Bahamadia. Okay. I'm gonna have to
Bahamadia Collage. Yeah.
Okay. Write that shit down.
She is probably this might be a hot take. It's probably gonna be a hot take.
Okay.
Like just taking everybody at their peaks, like just prime for prime. Like if you picking just them at this moment,
yeah,
Bahamadia might be the best female rapper of all time.
Nice like that. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Bahamadia. How you spell that? Hold on.
I got you. Bahamadia.
There we go.
And then the album is called Collage. Kollage.
Okay. I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, bro.
90s. Bahamadia. Okay. I see.
Yeah, and I'm sure you probably heard some songs off this album. Like if you listen to the hip hop the way I think you listen to hip hop,
yeah,
you definitely have heard some of these songs for sure. She probably her most popular joint, maybe off of that album, is a song called "You Know How We Do."
I see it right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to peep that.
Yeah, shout out to Bahamadia, man. That's Philly right there.
Guru, Beat Miners. Okay.
Yeah. So you already know.
I got that screenshotted and ready to go for after. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That album, bro. Like when I listen to that, I'm like, this is
yeah.
This shit is crazy. And it's one of them albums where like she giving you like real cool crispy rhymes, but everything just sounds and feels great too. Like You know, like you would think, you know, when you get the boom bap joints, like, you know, you would think like it's some shit where you in the tunnel when you just nod your head, and like it don't feel like that, and that's kind of interesting, you know, like knowing who the producers are on that particular project, especially at that time. And I was like, yeah, this shit is nice, man.
Yeah,
For sure. So shouts out to Bahamadia, man.
Shout out to her.
We got a new fan for you, girl.
I'm gonna play that. I got that shit screenshotted. I'm gonna play that shit.
You already know.
Dessert.
Let me see. Oh, and then I guess my fifth. This is also kind of a cheat code too. Camp Low, bro. Camp Low.
Coolie High.
Yeah, Camp Low is
Camp Low.
so underrated, bro. So underrated. Like, you know, just thinking about you know, like unique styles in hip hop and
their own slang, the way they rap,
bro. Like Camp Low, and then like I said, they definitely got a classic album under their belt, you know, with a possible another one, you know, in the discography, depending on who you ask. But everybody knows that the first album, Uptown Saturday Night, is a bona fide classic, and that's an album that you should be spinning if you listen to hip hop of any sort.
Facts.
Okay. Yeah, shouts out to Geechee Suede and Sonny Chiba, man.
Shout out Camp Low.
Yeah, Camp Low is one, like, you know, like for me, you know, growing up, you know, that was one of the first hip hop acts, like hip hop groups where I was listening to it and I'm like, oh, this is different here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm listening to Camp Low, you know, 9-10 years old, bro. Like, so, you know, I'm exposed to all of the, you know, the real cool, you know, early, mid, late 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, and just learning like, oh, these is the masters. Like, these are the people that, you know, shape how you walk, how you talk, how you move, you know, the way you bob your head when you listen to it, you know, like all of the things that you don't think of on a regular basis. Like, these people have basically had a foothold in your upbringing, and you never even met these people or whatever the case. Like, these motherfuckers raised us, bro. Like,
that's facts.
You know, as kids themselves, you know, like you said, Jamal 16, but you listening to the record at 30 something, like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like,
could really rap. There's a lot of those back then. I even got the first, I'll probably say, what was the one? What Shyheim project had Shaolin style? Was that his second? I think it was Lost Generation.
I think it might be the second one. Let me see.
Underrated. Nocturnal by with Sean Price and
that's the second. That's the second album. The Lost Generation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Underrated. Helter Skelter, their first album, Nocturnal.
Yeah.
Underrated. Fire.
Yeah, like you said, rest in peace to Sean Price, man.
Deserved.
Rock and Ruck, baby.
Deserved. A fire duo. I'll say that much.
Most definitely, man. You know, it's like, and that's another thing too. Like, you know, just thinking about that era of music. You know, it's so many talented people that just didn't really see the light of day like that because the competition was just so crazy. And then you go back and you listen to a record like, let's just say, Trial by 12, Carried by 6, like a record like that. Like, you don't know who made that record, but if you hear it, you be like, where the fuck is the album? Like, where? Like, you know, it's so many people like that where you just be like, yo, like, how did you not make it?
Crazy talent back in the
right, but
90s.
that tells you the talent pool that you was going up against every single day. People in your own neighborhood, or, you know, you on your block, or shit, even in your building, you know. Yeah, so yeah, man, I really miss that level of competition. Now, of course, like, you know, I'm not saying like, you know, you got to be beefing with whoever, you know, getting in rap battle with everybody, you know, or whatever. But just the competition of like, oh, this guy's dope or she's dope or whatever. Now let me go ahead. Like, it ain't a lot of people rewriting their rhymes if you know what I'm saying. You know, you miss that verse and you be like, nah, let me go in and change this shit up real quick.
Facts. It's just times have changed now with the industry. Now it's more, you know, social media. We got AI fucking shit up. Niggas just want to make joints for TikTok. And I'm like, that's cool, but I need niggas to get back to the rhymes. And I feel like this year with like all the drops, it has been a good year for rhymes. And I hope it stays that way.
No, that's a fact. So let me ask you about 2025 specifically, because I feel like this has been the year of changing the narrative on ageism in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of our favorite rappers, that's been out since the 90s, some even in the late 80s, like Slick Rick, like they drop albums this year. How do you feel about, I guess, the resurgence of the older artists coming out and putting out quality projects, in a space where people kind of look down on older rappers?
I love to see it because like this is the shit I like. I've always been more of a fan of like all like the dope lyrics, the bars, dope beats, and I feel like hip hop is the only like genre where we put like an age limit on people. You know what I mean? I don't really think it's a young man's sport, considering all the stuff that's been dropping this year, even the past few years. Like Westside Gunn, Conway, Benny, they've been doing their shit. They're all older. Freddie Gibbs been doing their shit. Clips just came back. Pusha T been doing it for years. It's just dope to see because I mean that's the shit that I like. Like it's it's cool to make the vibey shit and all that, but that shit gets old after a while. At least in my opinion. And I feel like for me, I kind of like, I don't know, it puts like a ceiling on myself if I'm just doing like the vibey shit. Like I know I can do better, but I get it. I feel like in this era, people don't like to sit down and analyze bars or lyrics. Like it might be too much for them. But I love to see it that it's coming back. Like everyone been dropping. Ghostface, Raekwon, I forgot they dropped this year. But it's dope to see because that's always been my type of hip hop, my type of music.
Okay.
So hopefully it stays that way.
No, that's a fact for sure. Like I can say that 2025 has definitely been one of the better years, especially in recent memory of hip hop music coming out. And and like you said, I really hope it continues too, for sure. But I do want to ask you a question, just as an artist to artist.
Yeah.
When you kind of come into your own and you got your style of like, this is how I make music and this is the sound that I like to, create. Do you find it difficult for yourself to kind of step out of that box that you might have for yourself to make, like, let's say a vibey record in comparison to like a boom bap, heavy lyricism record? Do you find that hard to do?
No, not really. I'm very diverse with my music. Like I can pretty much rap over anything. It's just I prefer doing the more lyrical boom bap type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put out my last project, Pray for Symphonia. But I can rap over anything, you know what I'm saying? And like even if I do rap over something that's, I guess you can say vibey, I still keep it lyrical. It'll still sound the rhymes will sound like something that should be on boom bap, but it's not. But that's just always been my thing. So I just know how to rap over different type of shit, you know what I mean?
Okay. And the reason I'm asking is because, like I said, for people who know or don't know, like I'm new to the recording process, recording my own music and stuff, and I'm kind of still in the process of figuring out what my sound is, or like how I write, and the kind of beats I might pick, so on and so forth, and just crafting a project. Like I said, with Summertime in the 90s being the first project that I ever crafted, for myself,
That's a fire project, bro. That shit, I mean,
I appreciate it,
it's
bro.
called Summertime in the 90s, but you can play that shit summer, fall, like,
right.
Everything, bro. That shit is fire.
No, I really appreciate that, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, bro.
And like I said, the reason I'm asking is because, like I'm still trying to, craft my sound, but I have another project that's on its way real soon, another EP. And this EP is, it's different. It's different than Summertime in the 90s.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And it's more on that vibey kind of sound, if you will.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's still lyrical. It's still one of them things where you be like, oh shit, he said that. Oh, okay. But you also can move your feet to it, and catch a vibe, or you might hear this in the club or something like that.
But that's fire.
I'm giving some sprinkles for the people about the new project.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fire. Because like even like my next project I'm dropping next summer, it kind of has more of a summer vibe to it, but I'm still lyrical on all the joints. It sounds more like early 2000s Neptunes inspired. But that's because like outside of like the boom bap, I listen to a lot of people just outside of them. So that's what always kept me diverse. I can go from bumping Westside Gunn and Wu-Tang. I might go bump Neptunes. I might go bump some shit from a video game. I might go play like a Sonic Adventure fucking soundtrack, Street Fighter soundtrack. I just incorporate everything.
Okay.
I play some jungle D&B. Like I love music, but hip hop was mostly my main thing. But I can bring everything together and still keep it lyrical.
Most definitely.
And I feel like there's a difference between being like a dope rapper and a dope songwriter. I feel like a lot of niggas these days lack both. Back in the day, I feel like it was kind of one or the other. But I feel like I'm one of those people that possess both qualities. I'm a dope rapper and a dope songwriter. Okay. So whatever beat you give me.
I have a question. Question for you.
Yeah.
All right. So again, me being like a artist who writes his own records and also performs them on record.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the distinct skill set of being a good writer and also being a good performer, like on the record, like forget like live stage performance, stuff like that, but being able to deliver what you write, or being able to, be able to deliver it, but also now being able to, I can actually pen this. Because a lot of people, like you said, either got one or the other. You could write real well but can't perform it, or you can perform it but you have no idea about song structure, a hook, a bridge, nothing. You can just rap really well.
How can I break it down? I'm trying to think of some artists where I can like break it down.
I mean, because like we'll think about it in the sense of like even outside of rap, like the person that automatically comes to mind is Babyface. Like Babyface is somebody that, like, when it comes to the pen game, probably the best ever, or one of the best ever in the realm of R&B music. But he's also Babyface when it comes to singing the songs and being able to perform, his own music and put his own projects together. Or somebody like a Raphael Sadiq or somebody like that.
I'm trying to think. I could probably I'll give 50, for example. 50's always been a better songwriter than he is an actual like rapper. I mean, 50 has the image, he has the aggression, but like when in terms of just straight rapping, he wasn't rapping like no Sean Price or Big L. He had his own style. But I feel like there's a difference. You can say the same thing with Tupac. You can say the same thing, like, you know how sometimes they say like battle rappers don't make good music?
Yes.
They can rap really well, but in terms of when they put it on a song, it don't sound as great. That's kind of what I mean. Okay. I feel like sometimes it's always one or the other. But now, just like the era we're in, I feel like a lot of people lack both. Like they're not great rappers or songwriters, which is why like you might see something go viral on TikTok, but when it comes time to them to do the album, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It's like, like it's cool to make one hit joint, but can you do it for 9 songs straight? Can you do it for 10 songs straight?
So this was one of the things that I learned, like, just talking to, like different mentors in music, on my side. And I will always tell people like, summertime in the 90s. Like, I will always lead. It's only 5 songs. They be like, wait a minute. Hold on. Some people can't make one fucking song.
Yeah.
Like, and you made 5 and you only been recording for how long, bro?
Yeah.
Like, and you mix and mastered it too while also writing the rhymes and the hooks and that. What do you no. Give yourself more credit for being able to pen a whole project, come up with a concept, stick to the concept, execute the concept, and execute it in a way where people enjoy listening to it, while also having those people who listen to the lyrics be like, damn, he said this, that, and the third. I'm listening to it for the 8th time in a row, and I just caught something new. Like, give yourself credit for all of those things, because I would just be like, it's only 5 songs, 15 minutes. Like, and there's like, no, fuck that. Give yourself some credit for being able to, do all of those things that people who've been making music for 30 fucking years can't do.
Can't do. That's a fact. That's why I've always focused on more of dropping projects than just doing singles. I don't like doing singles unless I'm making like a full album. Then I'll drop singles from the project and promote those. But you'll never just see me just drop a song and then that's it. I've always been more of like an album artist. So that's why like I've been dropping I've been dropping a full project every year since 2016. Okay. So I'm more like, I just like making full projects. Like I know my shit's dope, and like whatever single I put out to promote the project, they're gonna want more. So why not just give them the full project? Okay. So I've always considered myself being more of like an album artist than just doing singles.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the same way, but again, like I'm very very new to it, so I'm still learning like what the best course of action is. Like if you need to put out a single or versus just putting out the whole project. But I do find myself like really like conceptualizing the types of projects that I want to make, following like a specific kind of concept or storyline, and then being able to execute that with the records that I'm putting together on that specific project. So I guess you could say I'm an album artist too.
I love to hear it. I mean, I kind of, I keep the old school approach where like if I'm dropping a full project, I'm probably going to drop 2 or 3 singles off of it, promote those, and then drop the full project. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. There won't be a time where I just randomly drop a song and that's it. Like, nah, it has to be for a project.
All right. So what's your marketing strategy typically look like when it comes to you putting out your project and letting people know that you got a new project on the way?
Just posting everywhere, bro. I don't have no team or nothing behind me. I feel like a lot of people are in the same boat as me where we don't have the big outlets, big team. Is just promoting Instagram, social media, pretty much running ads, trying to send my shit out to people, see if they'll play it. You know what I mean? It's tough though. It's tough trying to get my shit to people in the industry, whether they're, if they're part of someone's crew or whatever, but just sending my shit out, promoting myself. One man army, pretty much.
Yeah, well, hey, you ain't just one man no more. You want the HolloTalk Podcast, baby.
You know what I mean?
We got you over here.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, just promote my shit, posting it everywhere. I need to get back on stage. It's been a minute.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do shit more outside of Sacramento. Like I've performed in Sacramento enough, and it just kind of like it gets old after a while because you're kind of just performing in front of the same niggas every time, people, and it's just like it's not doing shit. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do shit outside of the city more, but mostly just posting my shit. Honestly, sending it to people, trying to keep tabs on people's managers or whatever. Just who can I get in touch with? But I feel like it'll happen. It'll happen soon. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. And I guess, like I said, I never performed live before. It's like with my own music or anything like that. But I guess, I will say just based off of my observation is, you never want to kind of, I guess, take for granted the audience that you've built currently. So So like what I'm saying in reference to what we're talking about is like, of course, like it definitely might feel like, damn, like I'm performing in front of the same people and like the same city, so on and so forth. And like I said, rightfully so, people be like, damn, like I'm tired of seeing the same faces. More than likely I want to see, different people, a bigger crowd, so on and so forth. But they also don't tell you don't really need 1 million to 3 million people to be a successful artist or successful anything. If you got your core audience and then just happens to be that club in Sacramento that you performing in front of, but they rocking with you no matter what you do or what you put out, then you ahead of the game, ahead of a lot of people that may not have one person that listen to their shit. But you got 100 people in the club that might turn into 200, and then you up to 1,000, then you at 10,000, and shit, it might not go higher than 10,000, but you got 10,000 motherfuckers that are bump your shit all the time, and buy your merchandise and so on and so forth. And you could be the living pretty well as an artist, with 10,000 people. So that's what I say. Like, just for any artists out there that may think like, damn, like I only got 5,000 followers. Like, you could do a lot with 5,000 followers if
it's a lot of people.
Yeah, like it seems like a little bit like in comparison, I guess, to if you're looking at somebody with 100 million followers. I mean, of course, it looked different, but put 5,000 people in the room, you'll realize that's a lot of fucking people.
No, that's a lot of niggas. I think for me, it just depends on the type of show. Like, I'm talking more about like open mics. Like, open mics are cool.
Yeah, no, I got.
I did that shit in 2016. Like, I'm over that. I'd rather do like an open mic in a whole different state or a city, or try to throw a show in a different city just to do something different, just to get outside my comfort zone.
No, yeah, for sure. So like, what do you feel like would get you out your comfort zone in the sense of performing live?
Performing in a city where don't nobody really know me.
Okay.
Whole different city, maybe even a different state.
Okay.
Throw my own show somewhere and try to find artists from that city and just come together and just do something different.
Okay, so if you was to plan on going to a city to do this particular thing, where would you want to go?
I say somewhere in Texas. I go to
Somewhere in Texas.
Yeah, I go to Texas every summer for a convention called
Okay.
DreamCon. I don't know if you ever heard of DreamCon. It's like
Yeah.
anime, gaming,
Mm-hmm.
all that shit. But it's like 99% black. It's super dope to see, and it's just all that shit mixed together. And like hella people come out. It's a very big convention every year. I feel like it would be fly to do some shit like that because there's hella people there that do
For
music. People are
sure.
there for content creating, whether it's streaming, music, producing, anime, gaming, everything. So I think that would be a dope spot. I've been trying to do that, but it's hard getting in touch with people. So hopefully by next summer, I can get in touch with them niggas and do something.
No, for sure.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, one of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten when it comes to just kind of like making your mark and putting your face out there
Yeah.
is just go,
Yeah.
like it pop up.
Yeah.
You never know. Like that's kind of low key how I met West Side Gun in person. Like I went with my homeboy and we went to the Fourth Rope Hills Have Eyes event. And it was one of those things where we was like, oh yeah, nah, we need to go see him. Like we need to go see him in person. Somebody just gave us the word, like, yo, he in the merchandise tent. We looked at each other like, oh, this is what we came for, baby.
Yeah,
and we went over there and dapped it up and had a nice conversation. And now I can say, yo, I met Wes, and who knows, I might be on his radar now, and then who knows what that turned into. He might come on the podcast.
I hope so. That's fire, bro. That's on my bucket list to meet Gun.
For sure, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just gotta, get out there and pull up and see what happens.
Facts.
So I would definitely say for that, you should definitely pull up to the event. And if anybody got a situation going on with somebody rapping, hop on stage. Now, me personally, I'm not a live performer. I never, like I said, I never performed live. And to be quite honest with you, that's probably the most nervous thing I feel.
Oh no, it's pretty nerve wracking, but you get used to it after
music,
a while.
Yeah.
I think
in the studio, I'm cool.
Yeah, I think on stage is more of a thing where it's like I just don't want to forget the lyrics, even though I'm like, I'm practicing, fuck that shit. And then like when I do perform, I don't really like having my lyrics in the background. Like I feel like that shit's kind of cheating. You kind of just do
like playing the track in the back.
Yeah, like the whole track. It's different if you have like ad libs in there, maybe parts of the verse where you need to take a breath. But when niggas just have the whole song on off the MP3, it's like, dog, you doing karaoke at that point.
Yeah, you say you sound like Jadakiss said these niggas is lip sync.
Pretty much, dog. Pretty much. So it's like, when it does come to performing, I'm like, bro, I'm just not trying to fuck up. So let me just practice these rhymes every fucking second of the day because I ain't gonna be the one to fuck up.
No, right. That's a fact. Yeah, because like I said, I never performed live, so I can't even begin to tell you like, yo, this is how I need to attack it or approach it. Like I have no clue whatsoever as to how to perform live and be effective performing live, so on and so forth. But it's one of them things where I know at some point it's gonna happen, but I just got to prepare myself to be like, all right, let's get to it. I got hot songs. I know my words. Let me rock this motherfucker and let's get to it. Hopefully somebody in the crowd rapping along with me.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. It's a fun experience, though. I'll say that much.
Okay, what advice would you give to me and anybody else that may have never performed live or is nervous performing live? For us to be good and have a good time performing live.
I would say honestly, just practice, but just make sure you're having fun, bro. Like it's your music. People shouldn't be there trying to judge you because it's hard getting on stage, whether it's an open mic, a big show, and people are there to support. Like just have fun. If the music's dope, if you're dope, they gonna fuck with it, bro. And if you fuck up, just keep going.
All right.
If you fuck up, freestyle some shit off the top of the head, and then get back to the lyrics. You know what I mean?
Because not for nothing. So for I guess for people who don't know, I come from a drama background. Like I was in theater back in college.
Bro?
Yeah. So one of the cool things I guess about like theater was if you messed up, generally speaking, nobody knows like.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't supposed to say that word right there, or I was supposed to say a different word because it ain't like you have any reference to be like, oh, that's not how the words go. You know what I'm saying? Like how in music is like you know what the songs are, you know what the words are, so it's a little bit more difficult, I guess, in music to like mess up and keep going with something that people might, because everybody knows the words, or hopefully everybody knows the words to your song. They'd be like, nah, that's not the word.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's one of them things too where I'm like, all right, I kind of like, I guess, can take from that experience of like, be like, doing theater and being on stage in that capacity, and kind of taking what I learned from that and applying it to now performing my own music on stage, and taking that stage presence that I had there and applying it to this new stage now of doing music. So,
and that's fire, because that's crazy. I mean, you're already used to being on stage. So just translate that into the music. I mean, for me, I had no experience being on stage, and I've always been like a very shy, quiet person growing up. So the first time I did perform, that was probably the most nervous I ever been.
Okay.
Yeah, I did one verse a cappella, but I pushed myself to do it, and they were fucking with it at an open mic.
All right. I was gonna say that because I was just about to ask you how was your first experience getting on stage doing your music?
I just did a cappella, and I had a bunch of homies there. I didn't even mean to perform that night. And I just it was an open mic. I said, fuck it. All my homies are here. Let me just do it. And then I was up next. I was nervous as shit, but I just went up there, did the verse, and got off. But it was a dope verse. And that was the first time I kind of pushed myself to get in front of people. It's like, I don't like being the center of attention.
Nah, yeah,
I hate it.
I understand. I guess that's weird coming from me because I got a show and I'm always in front of the camera.
Yeah, bro. Quiet person. I don't like public speaking, none of that shit. So, but it was a lot for me. But the fact that I pushed myself to do it, and it's kind of like, all right, I've done it.
Nah, yeah.
I know I'm dope. If I fuck up, who cares? Like,
no, that's a fact. It's one of them things where you kind of gotta like mind trick yourself to be like, shit. If I come in here with confidence and I come on stage with confidence, I want half the battle already. Because people, especially when it comes to like music specifically, like definitely all the arts, but specifically music, people can kind of like smell fear on you when it comes to like you coming on stage and you kind of walking on timid with your head down and looking like you don't really think you belong there, and people would be like, just boo, get off the stage, even if you got the hottest song, hottest verse or whatever. Get off stage. Don't nobody want to see your timid ass on stage.
Yeah, you gotta be confident.
There, with a little bit of confidence, a little swag, like I ain't gonna say cocky or whatever, but just some confidence, like I'm here. Yeah, y'all came to see me. Let's get to it, like and
that's
then you go and deliver your joint, nice and smooth. Then who knows? People might be like, yo. That jetpack, I'm going to see him. Yeah, I need to. We need to see his next album or his next EP, or if he got a new show coming out, we need to go because he was killing shit.
Yeah,
So one of them things.
I can't wait to see you perform. Then
hey,
I want to see
brother.
a video or something soon. Find an open mic.
Hey, brother, like I said, that's probably the thing I'm most nervous about, like, doing music. Because like I said, in the studio, I'm cool. Like, I have a formula of how I like to, go about performing my records in the studio, and just learning the techniques of like, all right, this is how I record better, so on and so forth, going through that learning process of, how to come out with the best product in music. And I feel like on stage it's like, all right, like we just out here, like we out here, man, but I think I would be all right though. I think
you'll be good, bro. You got it, trust me, bro. If you know your rhymes, you got it.
I might get on stage, forget my rhymes, and start rapping some Big L or something.
Fuck it. What are the chances of the crowd knowing it? Pick a random verse. Say, fuck it. We gonna wing it. Leave them with something.
No, yeah, it's like I said, it's one of them things though. But I think just for any artist though, just learning how to be an artist is very, very important. Like artist development is one of them things that they kind of took away from the record labels, and just a lot of things. And you just don't see a lot of artists that are prepared to be an artist. Like they might have just stumbled across like a hot song, like you said, on TikTok or something like that, or Instagram, and they have no idea how to perform live. Like Jadakiss talks about being with Bad Boy, and I know Diddy is a name right
Get
now,
him out of here.
but Jadakiss talks about like how he kind of taught them how to be artists and how to perform, and like get the most out of performing live on stage, and then that's how you get the Locks versus Dipset thing, and how you see the difference between the levels of performance on stage from the Locks to Dipset, but that all came from that thing. So I definitely think that's a lost art of teaching artists how to be artists and how to perform live, and the proper etiquette, and being in the studio and how to get shit done efficiently, so on and so forth.
Facts. I feel like today, like these labels will hear one song from someone that went viral and they just sign them, but it's like they don't got nothing else in their catalog.
Right.
They're just throwing them out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we got AI doing, fucking shit up, making it harder for niggas.
How do you feel about that? So this is actually like the first time I'm actually having this conversation with anybody like live. So I'm very curious to know, like, what's your take on the AI situation in music currently?
I hate it. I don't like it, bro. I think it's weird. I think it's weird if you're an artist and you're using AI to help you write your rhymes. It's like, come on, dog. You just got to be creative. I don't fuck with it. The only way I do fuck with it is for, like, I'm trying to think who it was. Beanie Siegel. He used AI
for
to
his
bring
voice.
back his old voice. He got shot and everything. That's dope. That is dope to hear Beanie come back with his old voice. So I support AI in that form. But when people are using it to write their rhymes, or they're making like these artists that are just strictly AI, not even real, just kind of taking everyone's shit and putting it together, I don't fuck with that shit. I feel like it's taken away from the art.
Yeah, shit. And you would have thought being an artist was already hard enough.
It is. But now that almost a decade, still struggling, trying to get on. Now you got AI who not even real, going number one.
Deals and shit. Like, how,
bro.
How do you even do that? How do you even sign an AI artist like that?
That's these labels, bro. They just doing anything. AI botting niggas' streams, like not paying artists what they deserve from the streams. That shit's bullshit, dog. Yeah. So it's tough out here. People don't understand that for up and coming artists. Like, you have to get thousands of streams on a song to even make a dollar, a couple dollars. It's like, dog. So I wish we were back in the era of like buying music, but people today are too spoiled with Spotify. You pay $10, you can play anyone's fucking catalog, which is crazy. Which back in the day, you would pay 10 to buy the project or whatever. Which is why I support like Bandcamp, and even trying to get people to go to my Bandcamp is tough because people are so used to the streaming shit where they just pay 10, have everyone's shit. So
that's a fact. So do you feel like though, like there's going to come a point though, like with AI and music, to where it's either adapt or die, or you think people can still kind of make it as an independent, or utilize AI in a way where it makes it easier for them to be an artist, in comparison to having to compete against an AI artist?
I feel like there'll probably be a point where you can use AI to help you as an artist. I'm not for it, but I just feel like if you're just like an independent artist, there's ways you can do it yourself, bro. Like I say, I support like Bandcamp. If you sell an album on Bandcamp for $10, you get like $8.50 off rip straight to your PayPal. You know how long it would take to make $8.50 on streams?
A whole lot of fucking time and a whole lot of streams
for $8. That's it, nigga. That's a drink at Starbucks. $8. Thousands of streams, and like artists like myself, I'm not doing those type of numbers. I might do a few hundred or a couple thousand, but it's like, even that's pennies. So I feel like just being indie, selling merch, making merch, which that shit's expensive as fuck.
Right.
Or trying to get people to actually just buy your music. So there's plenty of ways to do it. I feel like it might be a little bit easier if you have some type of team behind you, but if you just a one man show, it's tough. But there's ways to try to make it.
Okay. Yeah, because I do think that like even just me getting into it, like, it may come a point where, somebody might be like, yo, what you think about signing to a major? And then you got to make a decision of, do I do this, or do I, stay independent and try to figure out, how to, make it as an independent, which like, they always tell the war stories of, it's hard to, do an independent, but when it hits, it hits big, but it's kind of slim to none. Whereas if you want a major, you got all the help supposedly.
Yeah, but I mean, there's perks for both. I feel like signing to a major, if there's a way where you can get someone to like overlook the contract and like break shit down, and try to negotiate. But like independent, I think the independent wave is better because then you can drop when you want. Right. I don't like niggas telling me what to do, and I refuse if someone say I can't drop, next week, or I can't drop this date. That's stupid.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? If you're indie, you can just go to DistroKid or TuneCore and just upload. You know what I mean? And I feel like people like Gunn, he kind of set the blueprint. Dom Kennedy.
Yeah, shout out to Dom.
Shout out Dom Kennedy, one of my favorites. He set the blueprint. OPM, he's been doing this shit independent his whole career pretty much. So I feel like we got people that kind of set the blueprint. Obviously, like a lot of that shit takes money, especially if you're trying to make your merch and you're putting your money up for everything, but there's ways you can do it.
Okay. And you being an artist yourself, let's say it came down to a point where you might get offered by a major versus staying independent. Do you think you would stay independent, or you think you might go major?
I feel like it might depend on who I'm signing to.
Okay.
Maybe. And obviously there would have to be some type of shit in like the contract where I can drop when I want.
Right.
To be honest.
Is that the most important thing for you? Like,
yeah, dropping when I want. And sometimes majors will do that shit where it's like they won't count certain projects as like albums towards the contract. It's like, dog, get the fuck out of here. But I feel like it depends on who I'm signing to. I'd rather sign to like an artist I fuck with that's doing their thing. Like if Gunn hit me up to be part of Griselda, I feel like what Gunn does for the culture. Yeah, I know, you too. I feel like I just feel like just through Gunn's like just his character, all his art, what kind of person he is. And you got people in his camp that are just dropping crazy. I feel like he kind of set the blueprint. Someone like Dom Kennedy as well. Even if 50 Cent hit me up, I'd sign to 50. Even though he's mostly doing TV shows now, but he knows the industry.
I say shit, he can call me for that too.
Right.
Power, my favorite show.
Right. Facts. So like I'd rather sign to like someone that knows the industry. Maybe not like a label, but sign to like a bigger artist that I fuck with that I know is like down for the culture.
Got you. All right. Yeah. I think for me too, I think that is probably the same sentiment that I have as well. Like, but again, I'm also very much new to it in comparison to you or anybody else that I've probably talked to on the podcast. So for me, it's like I'm still learning the ropes. So I don't think, at least at this point in time, signing to a major would be anything that I would have any interest in, just because there's a lot of things I need to learn in order to make sure I'm cool and be able to reach my peak as an artist.
Yeah. Because the labels, they be trying to hold niggas. And like for people who don't make music, they might think we crazy just because like if a label's offering you millions of dollars, and I'm like, that shit it's always a slave contract.
Oh, for sure.
You always got to pay that shit back. Like, the millions sound cool, but it's not what it is. It's not what it sounds like.
Right.
So I'd rather sign to someone I fuck with, you know what I mean, and just work from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I feel like labels today are kind of like a graveyard. I feel like labels back in the 2000s, it was different. I'm gonna be honest. Labels today are a fucking graveyard. Def Jam back in the day was stacked. Shady Records back in the day was stacked. G Unit Records back in the day was stacked. Rockefeller now I feel like is it's kind of just the main labels, but it's like who's signing these niggas now?
I'm glad you said that too, because that is a very, very important component as to like what we're talking about, because it just like everything in the world, especially today, everything's changing at a faster rate than it's ever changed before.
Always changing.
In the music industry, like you're saying, like Def Jam, like if you were signed to Def Jam at any point between the mid 80s to the
mid 2000s,
the mid 2000s, you was the guy or the girl, like you was it, like you can't, you was out of here. Same thing with a Rockefeller or G Unit or any other label that you name, No Limit, Cash Money, whoever.
Shady, like everyone.
Shady. That you was out of here, but now it's it's not even like that. Like what you would want to do is get the partnerships or get the distribution deals or things like that. If you are going to partner with a record label or a distribution company like an Empire or somebody of that sort, like that's what you will want to do, at least from what I know. You will want to do that instead of just signing directly as an artist to a Def Jam or whoever the label is.
And then like a label trying to own your masters and shit. I'm like, bitch, I'm the one that wrote the song, did all this shit. Like, fuck up out of here, dog. You ain't on nothing. Hell nah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah,
it's tough out here. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but like I said though, it's one of them things where it's definitely important to have a team. Though it's definitely important to have a team to be able to see things that you might not be able to see. But of course, you got to make sure you do your due diligence as the person that's making the art, because once you sign that contract or whatever contract you sign, the people behind you ain't the ones that's gonna get fucked out the deal. It's gonna be you. So you got to make sure as well as the people that's behind you, if you got anybody behind you, that this is how our business needs to move. This is, the best look for us or for me specifically, and then move accordingly on that front. A lot of people kind of just leave it up to, the people that's representing them, like these, pseudo managers, if you will, and, they don't know a lick of business, but they just see, $2 million contract or whatever, not knowing you basically ain't got that money at all, because you gotta pay $1.5 million back, and then the other half is studio time. And
I don't like that shit. I'm like, bro, I can record at my house, or at the homie's house. I'm like, what? Hell no, fuck that.
Exactly. That's a fact. So like I said, these conversations, and other, people having these conversations too about, how the industry is moving and how it's working is very important, because, this musical literacy, if you will, or musical business literacy is very important for people to learn and understand, because a lot of people, and we've seen it over the course of many years in all forms of music, R&B, soul music, jazz music, hip hop music, country, rock and roll, whatever the fuck you want to name. People been getting fucked out their contracts for a very, very long time, and even still to this day, a lot of the famous 360 deal. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Hell nah.
So like I said, these conversations are very important. And, I'm not here saying that, signing to a major is, signing a deal with the devil. I'm not necessarily saying that per se, but I am saying that it's very important to know the pros and cons of signing with a label versus staying independent, depending on the kind of artist that you are and the kind of following that you got and what you can do with staying independent versus signing with a major. Because you might not need to. You might stay independent and do your thing and be way more successful doing it that way. Like a Larry June.
Yep, Larry June also set the blueprint for just being an indie. Mm-hmm. So I mean, signing with the major, I feel like just if the contract is right, bro. If you know what's going on in the contract, if you can negotiate, like I still own the masters, can drop whenever, whatever, you know what I mean? So just learning about the contract. That's what people don't be doing. That they just sign.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're on Instagram or whatever, sitting on the label because they can't drop, they can't do nothing. That shit sucks. That's just tough.
Okay, so like getting back to your music though, you got anything in the works currently that's coming out soon?
I was supposed to drop this month, but I think I'm gonna push it back. Just because I was gonna drop another EP this month, but just because I just dropped the last EP, Pray for Symphonia, I'm just waiting to get paid so I can shoot videos. Niggas is broke, so that's why I've been waiting. But it's like I'm always working on projects, bro. I got like 3 or 4 in the vault. So I was gonna drop an EP, pushing it back. Next summer is when I'm dropping my next full big project. I started that shit like a week after I dropped my last big project last summer. I write so much. So after I dropped my last album last year in August, I had started working on Pray for Symphonia and my next big album. And I have a bunch of other smaller EPs in the vault that I've just been writing and shit. So I got a bunch of shit in the vault.
All right.
So big project next summer. The first single from that album will be around my birthday in February, first week of February.
When your birthday?
It's February 7th.
Oh, February 6th, bro.
Oh, fuck, for real?
For real.
What the fuck? Okay, I have another homie who's born February 6th. My homie Pat. That's crazy. Yeah, so I'm probably going to drop I think the 3rd or the 4th. I think my shit's on a Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah. So that'll be the first single. And then the EP I was gonna drop. I don't know when I'm gonna put that out. Maybe I'll just do it in January. It's only 5 joints.
Okay, I see. Like hold on, wait. I gotta do you like how they be doing me. It ain't just 5 joints. You this 5 records that we worked hard on. We wrote these joints. We recorded them. We made them sound good. Mixed, mastered. We did the whole damn thing.
That's facts, bro. That's facts. I think because just seeing like Boldy James, how he just be dropping, that inspired me to drop more times throughout the year, just smaller projects.
Shouts out to Boldy, man.
Shout out to Boldy. Because I know people's attention span these days, it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of shit. So that's why I've always made shorter projects. Like my full albums might be like 11 or 12 joints, but it might be like 35 minutes.
Got you.
You know what I mean? You'll never see me do no 18, 19.
Fuck no. I'm personally not a fan of those.
Back in the day I was, but now I'm just like, damn, bro, like you didn't even need half of these songs. That's just that's just my producer ears now.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't need this song. This song should have been the intro. This should have been right here. Hell no, you don't need no hour and 30 minutes. No. Give me 12, 13, but keep it 30 to 40 minutes, please. That's kind of the shit I've been on.
Okay, so any of these new projects that you were working on that's coming out, can you talk about any of them at the moment, or?
The EP that I was gonna put out this month is kind of like the part 2 to my last project, Pray for Symphonia. It kind of has the same darker, like boom bap type of vibe. It's just very, very good raps, high quality raps. The next album that kind of has more of like a summertime vibe.
Okay.
So that one I've already have 7 joints recorded. I'm probably going to do like 12. So I got a few more and I'm going to produce the last half. That's going to be fire though. That's going to be very like 2000s Neptunes, again, inspired because I'm very big on Pharrell and Chad and all them. That's going to be dope. And then that's pretty much it. And then just doing videos. It's just that shit costs money. So, you know,
I got you for sure.
Yeah, but I got a lot of shit. I do want to I have a song in the vault. It would be dope to get Jay Worthy on there. Shout out to Jay Worthy.
Shouts out to Worthy.
Yeah.
What's up, Worthy? What up?
I'm gonna see if I can find a way to reach out to him to get him on the joint. Because that has more of a West Coast vibe.
Okay.
And he from Compton. So
yeah.
So it'd be dope. So that's kind of just my mission for next year, trying to work with the people I'm a fan of, people I fuck with.
Yeah. Shouts out to Worthy. We need you on the pod too, brother.
Shout out Jay Worthy, man. He dropped 2 good projects, this one and this 2. Fire.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bunch of shit in the vault. I can't wait to put it out.
Okay, and the projects that you do have out currently, you can find them on Spotify, Apple Music,
Spotify, Apple. Majority of my catalog is on Bandcamp. I took down all the shit I didn't like.
I got you.
So I'm just like, I don't fuck with them shits. I'll throw them on Bandcamp. You know, if you like it enough, you can go buy it. But it won't be on streaming. But yeah, all my current shit is on streaming.
Okay. All right. Cool. And these next projects are also going streaming, or are they going straight to Bandcamp?
No, it'll be on everything. It'll be on Bandcamp as well.
Got you.
Yeah, it'll be everywhere.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, bro, I took up a lot of your time. I'm going to try to get you out of here for sure. But before we go though, you got any questions? We ain't got to wrap it up at the exact moment right now, but you got any questions you want to ask me about anything?
Tell me about your experience living in Sacramento, because I always find it random when people who are from like the East Coast or just anywhere and they just happen to end up in Sac. How did you come to Sac? Why? What was your experience?
I had some family out there, so it was kind of just a thing where, you know, it was like just a change of scenery for me, you know, just to, you know, see what I could get out of being somewhere different.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, for me it was smooth, like I said, you know, coming from you know, big cities and, you know, with millions of people or whatever, and then coming to Sac, well, I want to say it's about 500,000-600,000 people maybe. In Sac, and you know, it being a relatively smaller city than the cities that I've been previously. It was cool to me because I'm like, it's still a big city, but it's smaller than what I'm used to as far as like the amount of people being there. and it's the capital of California, which means there's always something going on, even though, you know, like from what I've heard from people who I've like met in California, like especially LA people, they'd be like, "Oh, you in a farm town, you in cow town."
And not even. I mean, there's like little outskirts, kind of farmy, but yeah, I get it.
No, yeah. So, you know, so like, you know, for me, I'm like, nah, like I actually enjoy it, you know, being able to take a walk, at any time of the day or night for the most part, you know, being able to kind of just chill and, you know, meet people and just see some different stuff that you might not typically see, you know, coming from the side of the world that I'm from.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was really, really cool for me, and it was really, really enjoyable, and I think I learned a whole lot, and I kind of grew up a lot, you know, being out in Sac. So, you know, Sac is definitely a place that I would consider home for me, for sure, and I would definitely tell anybody this is a major part of, you know, my life at any point of my life. So,
fire.
Yeah, Sac always gonna have a part of my heart for sure.
I love to hear that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, dog. That's fire.
You already know. Listen, I mean, Sac opened his arms to me, bro. So, you know, it was just one of them things where, you know, y'all show love to me, so I show love back, bro. It's as simple as that. 1 + 1 = 2.
Appreciate that, bro. Okay, hell yeah, that's fire.
You feel me? Yeah. Man. Like I said, I wish I would have knew you was out there while I was out there, though, man. We could have cooked something.
What food spots were you going to out here? Give me some names. Have you had Willie's?
No, that's the burger joint, right?
Yes, sir. It's 16th and Broadway. They open till like 3 a.m. on weekends.
I never ate there, but I would ride by it all the time.
Dog, I know, like people hype up In-N-Out. I think In-N-Out is overrated. Go to Willie's.
So okay,
when you come back to Sac, we're gonna go to Willie's.
Can I give you my In-N-Out take real quick?
Give it to me.
I agree with you. Thank
you. Their fries trash. Shakes thick as fuck. Menu is basic. Fuck In-N-Out.
Bro.
Them niggas is mid. I don't give a fuck.
That's all I heard coming when I can't. In-N-Out fries. I ate them fries, and no disrespect to In-N-Out. Shouts out to y'all. If you ever want to sponsor HolloTalk Podcast, come holler at me. But but the fries, I'm like, there's no way y'all going crazy over these. No way.
Dude. You got to eat them shits fast.
No way.
Dog, I haven't had In-N-Out since 2021. Go to Willie's. Next time you in Sac.
I was eating a part of the bag. Like, I'm like, why these just taste like this?
No, next time you in Sac, we're gonna go to Willie's. I'm gonna get you a hammer.
All right, say less. Yeah, like I said, I used to ride by Willie's all the time, but I never went in there.
Hammer 2 with bacon, a mocha shake, and a small fry, because they give you hella fries for the small. It'd be like a large.
Say like that, like Five Guys. Yeah, you were a small. They give you a fucking.
They pack that bitch up. Yeah, bro, that shit is crazy. Okay.
All right. So yeah. So next time I'm on that side of the world, I will definitely link up with you. We hitting Willie's Burger, bro, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro.
For sure.
I had my album release party there last summer.
Oh, did you?
Hella people pulled up. I was surprised.
Okay. What's the name? Is it only the one location, or is it a couple different locations?
They have a few others. I know the one in Old Sac. I've never been to that one. I feel like the most famous one is off of 16th and Broadway, because they're open till like 3 a.m. on weekends. So people go there after the bars, after the basketball games. But yeah, it's usually that one. It's closer to Midtown.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of different joints though, like Nations. I seen Nations was out there.
I never had Nations. I heard there. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen Nations. I don't really know, like, but I heard about Nations. Let me see what else.
Do you do Korean barbecue?
Not necessarily. I don't.
Have you had
it? No. All
right, so we got to go there too.
You got to talk to me. Yeah,
okay, I got you.
What's the matter of fact? Let me ask you the question. What's the top 5 spots to eat in Sac?
Top 5? Damn. See, I go to the same spots, but Oz, that's Korean barbecue. I feel like everybody likes Oz, so I go to Oz. Willie's. Meet and Eat, that's like in Southland Park, not too far from Midtown. Where else do I be going?
I did. Let me give a shout out real quick. Yeah. So I did go to Fixins while I was out.
I haven't had Fixins yet.
Yeah, I went to Fixins out in Oak Park.
Yes, in Oak Park.
Yeah.
I heard Fixins is good. I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, bro.
I go to my spots, bro.
Fixins is like that.
Yeah.
Fixins is like that, bro. Shouts out to Kevin Johnson.
Johnson. There's a taco truck called Rafa's. I go there a lot. They got one in Elk Grove. There's one in Natomas. That 4. I don't know where my 5th spot would be. I kind of eat at the same spots because I like the same shit. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a bunch of shit like in downtown, but I don't go downtown. Like I don't drink, I don't smoke, and downtown is just always super congested. So I'm like never down there like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So the spot that I like the most is a spot called Maydoun. It's a it's Persian. It's Persian food.
Oh, I never had Persian food.
Yeah.
Where's that at in Sac?
It's in Midtown.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the street. I can't remember the street, but it's in Midtown though.
Okay.
For sure. Not too far from Roosevelt Park.
Okay.
You know Roosevelt Park yet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not too far from there. Trying to think, what's another spot? What's the spot called? It's what was that? Was it Iron Horse? I think it's called. I think it's called Iron Horse.
Yeah. I haven't been there yet either. I heard about it though.
Yeah, and then there's another one like that's not too far from there neither. It's like a brunch spot. I can't remember the name of it, but it's I think it's a couple of them in the city though, for sure. But it's I think it's near Iron Horse Tavern. I think that's what it's called, Iron Horse Tavern.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I need to start getting out the house more. if it ain't the gym or work or the homie's crib to go record, I'm in my room.
No, yeah. So I mean, like I said, it was a couple spots. What's the name? Oh, it was another spot that I went to. Called Fats, I believe it was called. I think it was called Fats. It's a I think is an Asian restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah. Fats. Yeah, that shit was good.
Yeah. Okay.
It was hitting, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a couple spots, bro. Like I'm like I don't really like go to too many spots. Like I'm very consistent with the spots I go to.
No, same.
When it comes to eating, like if it's something good and I know I could get it, get this good food every time I go, that's where I'm going.
Okay, yeah, no, same way, bro. Because my thing is, if I try something new and it's trash, I'm gonna be very.
I'm gonna be mad, especially
I could have went to the Overliable.
It was like $15-$20,
bro. Yeah.
Actually, low key, let me tell you too. So, well, this isn't technically like a eatery spot per se, but the farmers market, like the farmers market little festival that they be having, the Midtown festival.
Yeah. Every Saturday, I believe.
The food, yeah, every Saturday, yeah. The food trucks, bro.
I haven't tried it. I've only been to the farmers market like once, but we had just went to brunch that day. I'm like, well, fuck. They got matcha down here, coffee, all types of shit, but I ain't got no appetite. But I
ain't gonna hold you. If you go to the farmers market on a Saturday though, like when they come back around, because I'm sure it's shut down now because it's it's the winter months. But whenever it open back up though, definitely head down there one time to the Midtown joint, and then check out some of them food trucks, bro, because they got some joints.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that shit in mind, bro.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a cheat code because it's not like technically a food spot per se, but
but they got options.
Yeah, but they got food down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely got to check that out for sure.
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah, man. You got any more questions for me? I say you good. You can ask me questions, bro. I asked you a lot of questions already, so it's your turn.
There's a question about Nat. How'd you come across Nat's Lounge?
Okay, shouts out to Nat. Shouts
out to Nat.
So my homeboy, my man Mark. So he's actually the one that made the beats on Summertime in the 90s.
Okay.
So he had sent me her page and was like, "Yo, like this page is really dope. Like I think she would be real cool for you to bring on the pod." Yeah. And I was like, "All right, yeah, I definitely reach out to her." So I reached out to her that day, and she hit me back, and we got right on the pod. And that's been the homie ever since. So
okay,
shouts out to Nat for sure.
Shout out to Nat, man. She's dope. She's been
You
doing
already
it.
know. Yeah,
She was at Benny's show on stage,
bro.
which is crazy.
She really be making these connections and connecting with these people. I'm like, yo, like this shit is crazy, you know. And then I'm like, you know, like I know you, like this is crazy.
Yeah, it's facts. It's pretty dope to see.
No, yeah, she good people's for sure though, and she's just real talented when it comes to, you know, putting together you know, her content and you know, just being able to give a perspective of, you know, the culture that we all love, which is hip hop. You know, being from, you know, overseas, and you know, kind of just giving a perspective of, you know, somebody that's overseas and you know, taking in the same hip hop that me and you listen to, you know what I'm saying, and it having that same kind of impact, which me and her talked about on the pod, because I was curious to know, like, you know, you being from overseas, like how do you even connect with, you know, the type of hip hop that you listen to with Griselda or like any other, you know, boom bap kind of things, because that's not what is. It's not over there. Like this is not a thing. You know. And it was just one of them things where I'm like, yo, it just reinforces the idea of this shit is global, bro. Like, and you never know who's listening to your shit where, bro. Like,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shouts out to Nat for sure.
Shout out to Nat. Yep, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'm letting you rock. You ask me whatever questions, brother.
I think that might have been.
It could be about anything. Like I said, anything we talked about today, anything that we hadn't talked about yet. Like, feel free, bro.
I'm trying to think. Sacktown is not the Bay. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, okay. So yes, I did want to ask you that too.
Because
like I said, depending on who I ask, some people say Sacramento is considered the Bay, and then you got the other side where there's like, nah, not at all. This is the Valley. Like this is not the Bay Area.
It's not the Bay Area
at all.
I mean, I don't claim. I don't know. I need to find out who you was talking to, because that's crazy. I've never met anyone that says
like it would just be different people like in the city, or like I would like see some like on social media or something like that, and it'd be like somebody from the Bay or somebody from Sac, and they'd be having a conversation, and somebody might be like, yeah, Sac is the Bay. I'd be like,
no,
you know, I've been here for a little while, and I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but
nah, we're not the Bay. They a couple hours away. That's like our cousins, but nah, we not the Bay.
So okay, so what's the cutoff for the Bay Area though?
See, like I don't know. I'm not from out there. Like I said earlier, I was like, I have a homie who's from Fairfield, and he be claiming the Bay, but I don't even know if the Bay Area counts.
No, right? Because I also heard the same thing from people. They were saying they would also say like, yeah, Fairfield is kind of like that's like kind of pushing it a little bit, but it's technically this is what I've heard. Like I said, I'm only speaking from where I was told, people.
No, I would probably say, I guess Fairfield. I don't know. You got to ask someone from the Bay, but Sac's not the Bay. Shout out to them. That's like our cousins, but nah, we're like our own separated.
Oh yeah, because I was about to ask you too. Like, so Sac is kind of like its own like standalone city in California. Like I said, you know, the Bay has you know, Oakland and, you know, Frisco and, you know, a few of the other different places, you know, Richmond, you know, and then, you know, Southern California is a whole nother country, basically. Like
pretty much. It's a little bit different from us. Like, even though we're NorCal, we're just kind of our own thing. I mean, I've always felt like Sacramento was kind of just separated, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I always felt like.
Yeah, you know, because like I said, I'm not from there, so being able to talk to somebody that's, you know, born, you was born and raised in Sac, right?
Born and raised.
So being able to talk to somebody that's born and raised in Sac, like, it's always interesting to, like, you know, have that conversation of like, all right, so like talk about the geographical elements of like, is this, you know, the Bay versus not the Bay, and, you know,
not the Bay. Not the Bay Area. Shout out to them.
So people, let it be known, you heard it here first on the HolloTalk Podcast. Sacramento, California is not the Bay Area. Shouts out to the Bay though.
Shout out to the Bay, but we not
for sure.
Deserved. I think that probably been my last question for you.
You sure?
You got something dropping soon?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. When? Can you talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to come out before the start of the new year, just so that way I could drop 2 projects in 2025. So we just doing like the last finishing touches on the project. Is going to be a 4-song EP.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, 4-song joint. One
that
of the
you
songs,
worked hard on. That you
right?
worked hard on.
One of the songs is out already.
Okay.
Gina Views.
Gina Views. Okay.
Yeah, so that was my attempt to put out a single, and just, so like I said, I never did this before, so I just put out the first full project with no single, and then for this particular project, I put out the single, and then put out the whole project a little later on.
That's fire. Because like I said earlier, I also have a song that I wrote that has the same like samples in there.
Yeah.
I'll probably just send it to you so you can hear.
Yeah. You definitely send it to me.
But
so I can hear it.
It's always dope when I hear like beats that I've made, and then I hear those same samples on people's projects.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, man.
No,
it's dope to hear.
No, real talk.
Because I feel like not most producers, but we use a thing called Splice. That's where you can find like samples and shit. And it's like, it's free or whatever. You pay $10 a month. You can do it. And there's even samples I found on Splice that I've heard on Guns projects. And I'm like, well, fuck. You got whoever produced it got to it first, but whatever. So it's always dope to see how people flip it though.
Yeah, I was about to say it's all good. There's a whole lot of songs that we listen to that use the same samples, like literally, and we, they all sometimes turn out to be really, really good songs that we listen to in our playlist every day. So it don't matter. Like I said, good music is good music. People gonna find the good art and pay attention to it, watch it, listen to it, whatever, read it, whatever your form of art is.
Yeah,
you feel me? Yeah. So it should be coming out definitely by the end of this year for sure. Like I said, Gina Views is on it, and then I got three new records that I worked on. Got some pretty cool features on this particular project. Yeah, man, I'm excited for this one though, because like I said, it's definitely different from Summertime in the 90s. So, Summertime in the 90s was kind of like a themed record. Like, this is, basically me just kind of giving you a feel of songs or a vibe that you might feel, during summertime on the East Coast in, sometime in the 1990s.
Yeah.
And, that was kind of just the vibe. I mean, of course, with the exception of the Fly Guy President one, but, But yeah, man, that was like a theme project and very cohesive, trying to just paint that picture, if you will.
Yeah.
But this particular project, it's a theme as well too, but it's more of like, it's not a time period piece. This is just great songs that just happen to have a theme of whatever the theme is going to be. I'll just put like that.
Okay.
But
I like to hear that shit.
Yeah, it's really, really good music, man. Like that, I think that's the thing I'm most proud of with this particular project is I just really made really great music. And like any other artist, like a lot of us don't necessarily like listening to ourselves or watching ourselves do anything or whatever. But like when I listen to my music, like I come to realize like, damn, like this shit is actually like dope. Like I'm listening to it as if it's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm very, very happy and proud of that aspect of like, oh, like this is like I would just listen to this if it wasn't me. Like this is some really, really dope shit.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited for everybody to get a chance to to hear this and hopefully move their feet to it.
Do you play your music after it drops?
After it drops?
Yeah, like when you drop the project. Okay.
Of course. So let me shout out my mom real quick. Okay. So every day my mom come in the house, she'd come in and immediately put on the TV and play Summertime in the 90s. Immediately, every single day.
That's fire.
So shouts out to mom for sure.
Shout out to moms. That's dope. Okay. See, I think for me, I just drop and go. Yeah. My thing is like I've heard the song so many times in the studio. By the time it comes out, I'm just like, all right, man, I'm already 3 projects ahead. But I should start playing my shit more.
No, you should, bro. Like, like I said, it's one of them things where you just take a moment and realize, like, yo, I actually created some shit. Like, I'm telling you, it's nothing better than taking that moment to realize, yo, I just created something from scratch. Like nothing like this didn't exist at all until I created it and made it happen. Now it exists in the world for the rest of the time. Like, like whether somebody listens to it or not, like it's here now. Like, and that shit is dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like super dope. You know, so like for me, like even being able to, like I said, to have these different outlets like the podcast, and I'm basically building like a video archive and an audio archive of just, dope conversations and dope stories with dope people, bro. Like, and who knows, you might look back on this 5 years from now and be like, damn, like that's where I was at when I was, like, and I just always think for me, like, that's just some cool shit to be a part of people's journeys and people's stories, and, them be a part of mine as well, and just being able to look back on those things and just be like, yo, like we created this shit, or I created this shit, like, so now I'm doing that with the music too. So and then I'm creating with other people who, they might be like, damn, like I wasn't even thinking of making music, or they might have been making music and was like, I'm kind of like off it a little bit, but then, sit in the studio with me, who's, fresh out the oven, basically, when it comes to this music thing. And, I'm excited, and I'm bushy tailed and bright eyed, and I'm, all excited to, do the thing. And I might reinvigorate somebody's love for music, be like, oh shit, he hot. Or they might be working with me and be like, yo, I like how you work, man. I'm all right. Let's do a project together.
That's dope. Okay, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all of those things is things that I'm taking in, with my art that I'm putting out, and being able to, say, damn, like I'm actually having an impact on people, like whether they working with me or they just, listening as a fan, or even just myself, to be like, yo, I'm making some really cool stuff, and, this is the result of me doing this. Let's make some more and see how far we can go. Because I'm quick to tell you, I'm not a rapper. I'm quick to tell you this until I put the headphones on, and then you can't tell me I'm not the best rapper to ever live. So
I feel you. Everybody should feel that way to make music. I feel that.
You feel me? So yeah, that's to answer your question in a long-winded way. Yes, I play my music after I drop it.
I feel it. I fuck with it.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited though for this next project though. Like I can't wait for people to hear it though. Like and just hear some good music, because I do think that, when you get a chance to listen to it, like people are going to quickly realize that he really know what he doing for real. Like okay. All right, this not just no shit where he just, like he really knows what he's doing for real. Like, there's no way you just start making music 3 months ago. There's no fucking way. Like, this is some high level. Like, I would listen to this if if my favorite rapper dropped this, like I would be bumping this like this is the greatest shit ever type thing. Like, so that's what I'm very excited about.
Okay. I'm excited to hear it, bro.
To hear that shit.
I'm waiting for it.
Reactions. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, it's pretty much done. Like I said, we just putting the finishing touches. Adding a little bells and whistles or whatever.
Okay.
And then we out of here.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward, dog.
Yeah, so it would definitely be coming your way when it dropped, though, for sure. Like I said, I don't got a title for nobody yet. I ain't got a release date for nobody yet. But all I can tell you is it's a 4-song EP that's gonna have you move your feet and nod your head. So
okay, I'm looking for it. It'd be like that. So I can't wait to hear that. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate you, bro. Real talk, man. Like
dog.
I tell everybody, I was like, I could talk music with a doorknob, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm the same way, bro. Once I start, it's gonna be hard to turn off.
Yeah, so it's just, I'm just very thankful, grateful, and blessed to be able, like I said, to have this platform, and to to have artists of every level. Whether you all the way up here, or you kind of just starting out, or you somewhere in between. You can always come holler at Jetpack Nick on the HolloTalk Podcast, and have a unfiltered conversation about whatever. And being able to share your opinions, thoughts, and emotions about whatever's going on in that head of ours. What I'm saying?
It's been dope. It's always dope just talking about hip hop with another artist who knows their history.
Yeah, brother. So like I said, I'm gonna give you one more chance though. If you got any more questions for me before we wrap here. It could be about whatever, man.
Okay, who's the number one person? I already know the answer. Who's the number one person that you would want on the podcast?
On the pod?
And why?
You know what? All right, hold on. All right. Matter of fact, let me just do this, because I feel like I don't necessarily say all of the people that I want on the podcast. Yeah. Everybody knows the answer to your question that you said, but I'm going to answer it in a different way. Everybody knows it's West Side Gun. Wes, holla at your boy. Come holla at Jetpack. I already met you in person. you dap me up and all that. You feel like we share space together, brother. We need to share virtual space together now, and you need to come on a podcast, or maybe even like real space again and do it live. Who knows? Whatever. Yeah. But as long as I get you on the HolloTalk podcast, let's get it popping. Shouts out to Wes. But it's many people that I would love on the podcast that I just don't necessarily mention all the time. Like I would love to have Spike Lee on the podcast.
Okay.
You know, like I said, I come from a film background, film and theater and stuff like that. So, you know, Spike Lee has been very, very influential to how I do a lot of things creatively. You know, like even with the hip hop thing, like Spike Lee is very, very infused in hip hop culture. You know, with the Public Enemy thing, we Do the Right Thing, and you know, just the way that we dress. You know, with the Jordans and you know everything. Like all of this shit is infused into one another with the hip hop culture and just culture in general. Like, you know, so Spike Lee is definitely one of my dream interviews and podcast episodes. Nas, like I would love to talk to Nas. Nas don't necessarily do interviews per se.
Yeah, you know, so do interviews.
So I think, you know, me having the ability to, you know, talk to anybody, especially when it comes to doing music or people that I know a lot about, you know, I think an interview with Nas would go crazy, man. Like
that would be,
you know, and even being able to just tell, you know, all these people like that I'm naming or that I will name, like to be like, yo, like, do you know like how important you are to like so many people, like whether you've met us or not, like just like, do you ever just sit back and just think to yourself like, damn, like people really like fuck with me, or do you have that thing where like a lot of artists got where it's like, I mean, like, you know, I'm kind of just doing my thing and whoever likes it kind of likes it. Like, I'm not even really thinking about the impact that I'm having with these people. Like, you know, me, I'm very expressive as a supporter and a fan of, you know, these people to be like, no, like I really need you to understand, like you've like had the crazy impact on me. And I would love to, you know, give you that admiration and that affection of, yo, like, you really, really have like changed the way we do everything. And I'd really would like you to understand this.
Hell yeah.
You know, so being able to talk to Nas, like, bro, like you made Illmatic, bro. You made Illmatic at 18, 19, 20 years old. Like,
which is crazy. One of the greatest albums of all time.
You could have just shut up after that and you would have been probably the greatest ever. Like still.
Pretty much.
You couldn't have said another rhyme, like you would have been top 5, top 3, maybe number 1 still. Like, you know.
Okay.
And then you just happen to have a 30-year career, like with all this other shit, like
and still dropping good music.
And still dropping shit. And who knows, your best work might be coming in a week. So
yeah. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be dope.
You feel me? Yeah, I mean, so many people, bro. Like, just like that was just to name a few people. Like I said, I always say Westside Gunn, of course, because like that's literally like the you know the one person that I got really just would want to talk to. And you know, not for nothing, like I've had people on the HolloTalk podcast that has interviewed him in real life, like, and is really friends with him in real life and stuff like that. So I'm right there, man. I'm right there. So
it's and anything's possible.
Yeah, we just need to close the deal and get him on the podcast.
Facts, it's possible, dog.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's a couple people to name. It's definitely plenty more people. Fucking Denzel Washington, like, you know, come holler at me, Denzel, like
legend. Shout out Denzel.
You know, so many people, bro. So yeah, to answer your question, I was going to answer it in that way because, like I said, my answer is always Westside Gunn. But I feel like I need to give more people like that shine to be like, no, these are people that I want to talk. Like Jay-Z, I want to talk to Hov. Like, Hov, come holler at me, bro. Like, you know what it is.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, what's his name? Max B, brother. You just got out the joint. Come holler at you.
After all them years, came home.
People don't know Max B, one of my favorite rappers of all time. So
shout out Max B.
Shouts out the Wave, man.
Yeah.
The Wave free, baby.
Facts. It's good to see him home.
For sure. You know, I'm excited for his project too. Whenever he decide he dropping, man.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I said, just so many people, bro. So many people, man. You know, but you know, I'm appreciative of everybody that comes on the HolloTalk podcast, though. Like I said, like even if it's just somebody that I just met or something like that, like, everybody's story matters to somebody in some form, fashion, shape, or way. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and if I'm able to, you know, talk to you and, you know, have you tell a good story and, you know, being able to share how you feel, what you think and all that, then by all means, you know, I'm happy that I'm able to provide a safe, comfortable space for people to do that, because you ain't able to do that everywhere. So
that's a fact.
You know.
And it's been dope.
You know yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro. Real talk,
same, bro.
Man. Real talk. Which I definitely want to let the people know that you know, my man G Banks, he's out here doing his thing, man. You know, his music is everywhere. Let the people know where they can find you. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Yeah, everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music, G Banks. It's everywhere. Bandcamp, gbanks.bandcamp.com. But yeah, I'm everywhere, bro. Official G Banks on IG and Twitter. Right. I just made a new TikTok. I think it's G Banks Music. I made a second one. My main account's mostly just like gaming and like 2000 shit.
Yeah, for
sure. Yeah, I had to make a second one. Like, let me just do one for the music. But yeah, G Banks, Spotify, Apple Music, official G Banks on Twitter, IG.
All right, cool. And of course, I gotta ask you. You sure you done with your questions for me? You sure?
I think I'm done.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, like I said, if you got any more questions, you always welcome to come back on the HolloTalk Podcast, bro.
Yeah,
for sure. So my last two questions for you. This is customary to a HolloTalk Podcast. Since we had a wonderful conversation, can you provide the people with 3 gems to take away from this conversation so they can apply to their everyday life?
3 gems. Don't be afraid to collab with people outside your city. I feel like sometimes you have to get it outside your city and come back. To be honest. So don't be afraid to collab with others. Stay true to yourself. That's my main thing. Stay true. And don't worry about numbers.
Okay.
Don't worry about numbers. I feel like in this era of music, we worry about like the numbers too much. How many streams, how many like monthly listeners. None of that shit matters.
That's a fact.
Because in today's era, most of that shit is botted. It's fake.
That's a fact.
So people, you know what I mean? People worry about that shit too much. So
just believe half of what you see, none of what you hear.
Pretty much. Stay true. Don't worry about the numbers and collab with people outside the city and reach out. Those are my 3.
All right, cool. So what's your name? So before I ask you this last question, like when we end it, you know, definitely stay around, kick it with me so we could, you know, chop it up after this. But the last thing is there anybody that I may have not named or anybody that you would like to see on the HolloTalk Podcast for me to talk to next? And this could be anybody you know personally, that you don't know, that you might just want to see me talk to.
Okay, you already had Nat. So it'd be dope to see her back again.
For sure.
Nat, you already said Gun. I'm going to go with Eli. That's my homeboy.
Okay. Nameless Eli, right?
Nameless Eli. He's on all my projects. He's recorded pretty much all my projects since 2017.
Okay.
So we've been locked in. So that's like my partner in crime.
All right, cool.
He has a bunch of shit he needs to drop. He just has mad stuff in his computer. So I think you should get Eli on here.
All right.
Tell him to drop his music. He be in his room making 1 million beats, all these projects. It's like, bro, just put it out already. But he's been my partner in crime since 2017, bro. I wouldn't be this far without him. Every project he's mixed, mastered, he's produced for me. He's featured on everything pretty much. So Nameless Eli, that's probably the one person I would like to hear you like talk to.
All right, cool. All right, well, hey man, let's make it happen, man.
I'll send you his stuff.
All right, so say less.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, kids, definitely stay around with me after we end this. But bro, I just want to say thank you for coming on the HolloTalk Podcast and chopping it up with me for these couple hours, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Again, let the people know where they can find you everywhere, bro.
G Banks, Spotify, Apple Music, official G Banks, Twitter, Instagram. Tap in with the kid, man.
All right, well, y'all heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shouts out to my guy G Banks. Thank you for coming on the HolloTalk Podcast to talk with me. I always want to say thank you to the HolloTalk Podcast listeners and supporters for supporting us through and through. And please go support my guy G Banks, man. Peace and love, y'all.